In India, we don't have the habit of any kind of documentation, and a lot of our valued heritage has been lost or is getting lost every day. I'm really thankful to Shiven for initiating the heritage concept. I was there for the inauguration when we introduced the institution that is now going to be looking after the heritage of films. And I have volunteered to work in this cause, and Shiven, anytime as always, when you shall need my services, I shall always be there. But really, it's wonderful to have Bhawana put all the thoughts together. The generations to come will want to know what happened in the early years, and there really is no reference point for it. And I think that for somebody like her to put across the 100 years of cinema in the form of a book, which is not like reading a book, it's more interesting to watch it, to go through it in a very fun way. And I think that's a very novel idea to keep the audiences and the readers attracted to something like this. So I compliment you, Bhavana, for that. I also feel that in the years to come, both Shiven and you should join up and make many more such examples of our heritage. It was heartbreaking to see what we saw in the film of how films are being destroyed. We used to joke during the time when we used to work with film. Now, of course, we work with digital. That every time a take went wrong, we used to joke, "Chalo yaar, iski chudiyan to ban jayengi kam se kam." Whatever film used to be left over at that point of time, उनकी चूड़ियाँ बनाई जाती थी. पता नहीं अभी भी बनती है या नहीं बनती. But can you imagine the amount of valuable footage that has gone into that escapade? So thank you, Shiven. Thank you, Bhavana, for putting all this together. I was born and brought up in Allahabad, in Uttar Pradesh. And in Allahabad, the Capital Cinema was the very prominent theatre where we used to go and watch films. In our time, parents used to go and wet a film before the children were allowed to go and see it. तो जो भी फिल्में आती थी और जिसके लिए हम चाहते थे कि हमें जाना है उसे देखने, पहले वो देखते थे, उसका अनुमान लगाते थे कि ये देखने लायक है कि नहीं बच्चों के लिए. उसके बाद हमें इजाज़त मिलती थी वहाँ जाने के लिए. कैपिटल थिएटर शायद अब भी है इलाहाबाद में, और उसकी यूनिकनेस ये थी कि वो एक सिनेमा थिएटर था, लेकिन साथ में एक रेगुलर थिएटर भी था. उसके ऊपर स्टेज परफॉर्मेंसेस भी होती थी. ऐसा स्टेज बनाया हुआ था वहाँ. और कई बार वहाँ पर हमने पृथ्वीराज कपूर और उनकी जो पृथ्वी थिएटर्स ग्रुप था, उनका वहाँ पर हमने उनके प्लेस देखे. और लॉरेन एंड हार्डी की एक फ़िल्म थी द फ्लाइंग ड्यूसेस, वो मेरी पहली फ़िल्म थी. और उसके बाद जितनी भी ये सिंड्रेला और लिटिल रेड राइडिंग हुड, इस तरह की जो फिल्में आती थी डिज्नी की, वो देखने जाते थे. हिंदी फिल्म शायद जो पहली देखी थी वो शायद जागृति थी. बहुत ही पुरानी फिल्म थी, बच्चों के ऊपर एक फिल्म बनी थी. हर दशक में हमें कुछ न कुछ एक नया देखने को मिला, नए कलाकार देखने को मिले, नया संगीत, नए निर्माता निर्देशक. ये कहना कि ये दशक पहले दशक से ज़्यादा बेहतर था, ये कहीं ना कहीं अत्याचार होगा बहुत, क्योंकि ये हर दशक में कोई ना कोई एक हाँ कुछ नया लाया है, नए कलाकारों को पेश किया है. और आज भले ही हम बैठ करके यहाँ कह सकें कि जो 50 का दशक था, जो 60 का दशक था वो अच्छा था, लेकिन आज से 10-20 साल बाद लोग कहेंगे कि आज का दशक जो है बहुत सुंदर लगा. कपल ऑफ टेक्निकल थिंग्स हैव चेंज्ड. there's no longer film, so I don't know whether we should start referring to the industry as a film industry, because we're not using film anymore. It's all digital. That's the difference. With that difference, a lot of the making procedure has changed. For me as an artist, we were so conscious in our earlier years of not wasting film, because it was the most expensive product in the costing of the film. And so every time we went up to give a shot, we were terribly, terribly conscious that we have to finish it in one take, or either we're going to get thrown out of the film, or we're never going to get another chance. So having lived with that kind of phenomena and the danger that you have to get it right the very first time, was kind of limiting us in case we wanted to improve in the next take. We never got an opportunity. Many a times, for example, working with Rishikesh Mukherjee, I used to tell them, Rishida, can I have another take? He said, नहीं ये एक take बहुत अच्छा है. I said, please दादा एक take और दे दीजिए. ठीक है, take करो, इसका पैसा तुम देना. So these were some of the limitations that we lived with. But now it's digital. The camera doesn't stop, and the producer doesn't care if it doesn't stop, because it's just limitless. And we use this to great effect in the film Pink, and I keep referring to that because the entire courtroom scene was shot with 7 digital cameras. And there were, 20, 30 pages of scenes that just went on endlessly without stopping or without cutting. But each camera was catching some character, some actor that was involved in the scene. So it's not like you went, said your lines, and then went back to your vanity van or your makeup room and didn't bother about what was happening next. You did your shot and you were still involved in the scene, because even when you were walking back to your chair in the set, you were being followed by the camera and your reactions were being noted. This was something very revealing. There was a lot of honesty in the way it happened. There was a lot of concentrated interest in what was going on. Normally what would happen that you would do a close-up and go away and not bother with what your colleague was going to do or how he was going to perform or enact that scene. If you had a double shot, yes, you are aware of it, but sometimes when they're doing a close-up, you're not there. But here we were in the world of digital cinema, absolutely involved in everybody, every person that was sitting in the scene, even though he wasn't saying anything. We would be having the liberty to notice him and prepare ourselves for what was going to come next as naturally as possible. So that was the technical difference. The other thing that we notice now is many women on set. In my time, there were just 2, the leading lady and her mother as a chaperone. But now you have almost 50% of the workforce, and that is really creditable, the workforce, all managed by young girls, whether it is in production, whether it is in the camera department, whether it is in the continuity department. They're just looking after everything, and it's just wonderful to see the kind of dedication and devotion that they put in. We rely a lot on them because for some reason we feel that the ladies are never going to make a mistake. And it works out really, yes. They're very efficient, and I really love the moment when I'm on set, because I just feel free to be able to say my lines and be involved in the scene and not worry about what my continuity is or what I should be wearing or which button of my jacket was opened in the previous shot. These were things that we had to look after ourselves in my time. But now there are wonderful ladies that come around and do this for you. But really want to compliment that entire atmosphere. But look at not just the workforce, but look at the women writers and directors who have come forward and done so brilliantly well. In the last 2 or 3 years, 4 or 5 years, we've had some very prominent directors, and we've had excellent writers. And I hope that this continues, because really we We need them to come forward and tell the men that they are better than them.